I'm the volunteer service unit manager for 165. So the way I kind of see it is, and we have about like 40 troop families under our service unit, and we call it the Lake Highlands area service unit. But we go, up to Richardson and stop here at Old Lake Highlands. And that's kind of, I guess, Kelly, where Lockwood starts. So a different service unit, but yes, we have people that live everywhere. And I became service unit manager a few years ago after I started, I put that in there. After I started a troop, helping a troop with my daughter. Oh, that's Ellie. She's a cadet now, but she started as a Brownie. And at that point, we were at LHE, and it was an introduction for me into Girl Scouts. I saw the amazing opportunities that Girl Scouts had for girls, and I was becoming really interested in making sure that all kinds of girls in our neighborhood got those opportunities. So Ellie and I started our own troop to diversify and reach out to other girls in other schools. And really focus on the fact that Girl Scouts has financial aid for almost everything. And I just was really wanting to make sure girls who didn't have these opportunities got these opportunities. So we have a really mixed age troop at this point, but we've been doing it for a while. And that's kind of become the mission and outlook for our service unit too, is even if your troop looks one way and is a bunch of girls from the same neighborhood and soccer team, that they can experience that diversity within some of our service unit events. So that's something I love about participating in service unit events, is that we are a diverse neighborhood and area. And so that's something I bring to the service unit, and something I'm hoping every troop leader will remember too, that is one of the advantages of participating in some of the service unit stuff. So in some of you, I would think almost all of you have done that. I know you've come to some book clubs and our purple party and stuff like that. Okay, so these are the new troops. I said we have already like 40. And let me also say, the last couple of years, we were going super strong right up until COVID. Of course, like lots of organizations, we had a big Girl Scout Way day of service all around Lake Highlands with lots of troops engaged. We had a full calendar, roller skating, all this stuff. And then some of you are nodding your heads because you participated in some of that. Then COVID, we did some virtual stuff. All our troops did some virtual stuff. And then I switched gears for a while when I started Lake Highlands Area Moms Against Racism, and that took me away from Girl Scouts almost completely for about 18 months. But now I've stepped away from that, and I'm back into putting my efforts into Girl Scouts. Yay, which is more fun. So I'm back. We're back doing stuff together again, which is great. And I'm excited. But I do think we've learned some things about continuing some virtual opportunities, just like this meeting, that allows people to participate better sometimes. So in the spring, because I wanted kids to be able to do summer camp or our book club, we did start some troops. Basically, we created some numbers so that kids could join. And Shaniqua, I believe you're part of 1906, right? And Shaniqua's, yeah, so that's a bigger troop. And the same thing with Moss Haven is a big troop that has like 60 girls in it of different ages at different age levels. And then a lot of these other schools like White Rock and LHE have girls that are where we have starting new troops, even though there are troops at those schools that are older. Anyway, these are the numbers. These are the people I have. Does anybody see any corrections for me here? Because I'm just trying to make sure I have the right people with the right numbers. And
Yes, that's me. Stevie is my first name. So when
gotcha.
I did the background check, it it kind of confused things because I go by my middle name. So just the Stevie/Gabby is me. So I don't
Okay.
know if
And I
that
can call you
is clear.
Gabby.
Yes.
Okay. And Gabby, right now at Wallace, you guys are, I think that it's listed as K through third, but
Okay.
right now you have a few K and first graders so far, but I think the way we have it set up, and then I can talk to you.
Yeah.
Do you know Laura Newell?
Yes. So
Okay.
none of the other moms have really did like the background or whatnot or sign, but it's been a crazy summer, no biggie, and we're just getting this started. So I'm kind of being the one that is pushing us. Sorry. She's
Well,
having a rough
Gabby,
time.
thank
That's
you
why I was
so
late.
much. That's all we need is one person to kind of get it going, and we promise we'll help you. Okay.
Yes, yeah, I had to
And
have a co-signer and stuff, so I convinced I said, jump on board with me, please.
that's
So
awesome.
she may just be kind of like my background person,
Yeah. And I
my
don't want to
background.
leave some of the girls out at Wallace or any of these schools
Yeah.
like LHE who are older that still want to be Girl Scouts. So, so I think that's why we initiated it, started listing it to go up to like third grade or whatever. Some of these,
Wonderful.
yes.
Yeah, we have our popsicle palooza tomorrow, so I'm gonna be cutting popsicles and giving them to the kids and stuff. So I'm gonna have
oh,
some print out some flyers and have them out there too. Just say hey, to kind of get that connection. Because I don't know how many new people are coming in that didn't have or they're switching schools or just new to the neighborhood. So that's my game plan is just to get the word out there and hopefully we can get up to 10 because I think we have maybe 5 right now.
Gabby, this
Girls.
is tomorrow.
Yeah, the popsicle palooza is tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I have signs, posters, bracelets for you.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful. Okay,
So
cool.
anytime anything like that happens at a school, I love that you're doing that. But let us know, let me know, and we can reach out to somebody at the service unit. I mean, at council too, because they have flyers. Like you don't have to pay for any of that.
Okay.
They've got flyers. They can make them in Spanish and English. We've got
Wonderful.
big banners, and we've got a ton of bracelets. So let me make sure I get that stuff to you. Anytime you do
Wonderful.
something like that, we
Okay.
want to support you. Okay,
Okay. I will
so
text with you after
oh
after this and we
great.
can get that going. It's at 4:30 tomorrow is the start.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. The other thing is, yes, we would. I haven't reached out to the principals at these schools yet about having a table or something at Meet the Teacher, but that's another great way to do that. Just have a couple of girls in their uniforms there. So if anybody wants to say, I'll do that for you at this school, then let me know.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Skyview, North Lake, Hamilton Park. Hamilton Park is high on our priority list because we have had a troop there. Shaniqua, that's where you got involved in Girl Scouts. We've had other girls that got involved in Girl Scouts there and are older now. But and I was at an event there this spring. But these are all schools, Skyview, North Lake, Hamilton Park, where it's a little harder to find someone to commit to being a leader. So for our service unit, what I think we might do right now, I'm listed as the troop leader, and I'm happy to lead a couple of meetings for those girls. But we might even see if some of our older troops might offer something for those girls every now and then. And Michelle, just so you know, I might see if somebody from council would come help lead something at that. I just want to make sure those girls and those families at those schools know they can be part of our service unit and join Girl Scouts. Okay. I love the mission of Girl Scouts. Oh, whoop. And that's why one of the main reasons I'm doing what I'm doing, building girls of courage, confidence, and character. So you may have heard us call that the 3 C's. We have a simple little 3 C's cheer. I'll share it with you now so you can learn it. If you know it, you can join along with me. It goes, wait, it goes courage, confidence, character. A Girl Scout has it all in her. Courage, confidence, like your superhero. I can do it. Character, that's a C over your heart, where your character lives. It's not the stuff on the outside that matters. It's the stuff on the inside. Character, a Girl Scout has it all in her. So for our service unit, that's just a little cheer we do. Easy, easy. One thing I would love to offer to your new troops is to come in and teach a few of these cheers and chants and just basic Girl Scout traditions. So let me know when I can do that for you. I love this new theme for Girl Scouts. This was at the kickoff, all fun, no filter. I know you're seeing my whole thing. That's okay. Be a Girl Scout. So Girl Scout shop has, or you can even print these out. You don't have to pay to do anything. If you need something printed, Michelle, isn't it correct that FedEx will do that for us?
They will. And you can also go like to Joanne Fogg and we can help you. And I will tell you a secret, Girl Scout Promise and Law. We have posters in the new leader kit. So new leaders get those posters for free instead of having to pay $12.
Yay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So that's our awesome new troop engagement coordinator. Is that right, Michelle?
Or director.
At council. Michelle is an employee, but also has years of experience as a Girl Scout volunteer and leader. She's so awesome. So yes, make sure you've met her. I've got a slide for you here somewhere. Yes, I do. Where are you? There you are. Make sure you've met Michelle. Write down her phone number.
Did you steal that off Facebook?
I did. Is that okay? I couldn't find you on the Girl Scout site.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're with
that's
the Girl
one of my
Scout.
She's from my troop.
That's awesome.
Michelle, you know we use our resources wisely.
I know. I was like, that's so funny. I was like, where did that come from?
That's awesome. So, and the other thing that I do, do you guys see the phone number? That 972 phone number? That's just council, GSNETX. So I tell my phone frequently, call GSNETX, and it rings that phone number. And then I can tell them whatever my problem is, and they'll get me to the right person. And often that's someone in customer care who helps me do something online that I can't figure out, whether it's registering for an event or maybe I give that phone number to a family and say, call them. I promise they'll help you figure out how to renew or whatever it is. So that's a good one to have. And that's the same people. It goes to customer care down there. Okay. So I did want to make sure new troops, obviously good to memorize the promise and law. I will share this with you, a fun activity where you could maybe earn this patch or that pretty little gold pin. I couldn't find a picture of the pin, but the shop has a pretty little gold pin with the 3 fingers for learning the promise and law. Like that would be a good thing to invite me to. Maybe they recite it for me. They've memorized it and I could hand them the pin. It would be fun to add this is just a video of me teaching how to do the sign language for the promise. And this is a video of the way we learn the song, singing it. Some of you've seen us do it singing. The law has so many words. It's easier to learn singing with motions. So I will put these on our Facebook group site. They're also on my YouTube channel, but I'll share all that with you. So we don't take time to do it now, but those are things that would be a fun activity for your troop meetings and a fun, easy way to learn a badge. Okay, let's share results from our poll real quick. Have you joined Girl Scouts as a leader? Yay. Okay, so who says not yet? Oh, Kelly. Okay, good. Kelly, make sure you've joined as a volunteer so they can do that background. Awesome. Were you a Girl Scout? I was not a Girl Scout. Who was a Girl Scout? We have one yes.
That's me.
Oh, yay. Yes, Gabby. I know because from my little list, I put a star by you from that first popsicle party. Like, she was a Girl Scout. That's awesome, Gabby. So,
yeah,
Gabby,
brownie to junior scout.
Oh, that's great.
I think we all kind of stopped in 5th grade because 6th grade we had everybody gotten banned. So that kind of just dissipated at that point.
Okay. And I want to encourage us to make sure the girls know it keeps going even beyond that. So even when band happens, Girl Scouts can keep going. Gabby, what from Girl Scouts made you, from a child in Girl Scouts, made you want to be a Girl Scout leader?
I wasn't planning on leading, but I just really wanted to get this going and stuff for the girls. I just love that connection. Stop. I just loved the connection that I had. I loved going to camp. I really remember that, you know, and sitting in the cafeteria at the camp with everybody. But I remember just having milk and graham crackers at our meetings on Tuesday afternoon. So anytime I have graham crackers and milk, I'm just like, reminds me of childhood. Oh. So I'll probably keep that going and for snack time. So yeah.
I love that, Gabby. I love that it was a safe, happy place for you. That's wonderful. And it still gives you that feeling. What a wonderful testimony that you could share with other parents too. Yeah. Thank you for telling us that. Okay, so have we done Girl Scout training yet? And when you sign up to be a Girl Scout troop leader, Michelle has put in that box, that checklist. And I'm sure that has the very basic trainings, what to do, right, Michelle?
Yes, it's right here, right? Yeah. Our week 1, it's right here.
And nobody is behind on anything. Nobody is behind on anything. Just want to say that. And the cool thing that our council does for us now is they're putting some of the trainings online, right, Michelle? So we could watch them anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're online and they're not very long. So that's also helpful.
So is it called TR1 or something?
There's 2 required courses and everything else is optional, additional, just enrichment, etc. So the first one is TR100, and that's new troop leader training. And there's a horrible video with me on there. I am not in love with being on camera, and it's pretty short, but it's kind of just really an introduction into Girl Scouting, and it talks about, use the checklist to get you started. It really is kind of just a get you started thing. And then the other required video is required by the state of Texas. And I think it's called it's 402, TR 402. I think the name is called Protecting Our Girls. And it is all about, making sure that we keep our girls safe and we listen to our girls. And that is required every volunteer. And I think we're supposed to take that every year, according to the state.
Michelle, will you say those numbers?
Will you say TR 100 and TR 100 and TR 402?
Okay.
And then beyond that, if you're going to go on a field trip or any place outside of your meeting place, someone in your troop that's going to be going. So that usually ends up being a leader, but some troops have a nurse or someone in the troop that goes on field trips. Someone has to be CPR first aid trained. And that's, you can find that through our GS Learn system, which is where you find all of our trainings. And then once you're ready to take your troop camping, there's a required camping. And I would say the camping training right now takes a whole day. You go to a camp and you learn about it. We are in the process of breaking that up. So sometimes this fall we'll roll out where half of the course is in GS Learn virtually, and then it's only a few hours, 2 or 3 hours in the day for the in-person part. And that's because they literally, you have to start a fire, with sticks. And I'm not good
at that. But that's a fun thing that you can actually, your daughter can do with you. Mm-hmm. So that's fun too. You can sign up for that camping training with your daughter.
And camp training can be another troop adult too, because that is, find someone who loves to camp and who has experience with it. And then you just say we'd like to go camping on this weekend, and they will magically make it happen. And that's a wonderful thing.
That's a great job for a volunteer in your troop. Good idea. So let's see. That was my next question. Have you been in contact with Michelle Reddy? Yeah. So that's Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. I am feeling excited and prepared, overwhelmed and anxious. Good. We'll share these resources. Okay. If you want more help, that's what Michelle and I are here for. And Beth is a current leader too, she's amazing because I talked her into starting a new troop during the pandemic. So she's a leader extraordinaire. Beth, tell us about your troop.
Yeah, so we started during the pandemic. So my daughter goes to White Rock Elementary, and so most of our girls are at White Rock. We're about to, this Sunday, we are bridging to Brownies. We had been Daisies. But because we started during the pandemic, we have a couple girls from all over. We have one girl who's from Highlander who joined our troop. We have a couple girls from Northlake who knew someone in the troop and they wanted to join, so we welcome them. You know, and we are mostly White Rock, but we kind of have, you know, a couple other girls from other schools, which is really like you were saying, Lowry, it's really great to have them sort of interact with different girls who have a different experience than they do every day at school. We've been around for 2 years. We started out very small. Now we're up to like 17 girls now. So we're growing. I think that's the basics.
That's awesome, Beth. And Beth is going to stick around, and even if it's just me and Beth, we're going to record her teaching me how to use Volunteer Toolkit, because I don't know how, and I want you guys to know how, because I know it's a really easy tool, and we'll make that available to you if you have to leave. I'm glad these are all great reasons to be a Girl Scout leader, that you want to spend quality time with your daughter, you believe in the value of Girl Scouts, and put those in for me when you say values of Girl Scouts. I'm just curious in the chat. I mean, for me, I love that idea of courage, confidence, character, empowering girls. But to you, what is attractive about Girl Scout values, and what does that mean to you? I'd love for you to put it in the chat. I want to provide opportunities for at-risk girls. That's one of the reasons I got into it. Just wanted to make sure girls know, hey, you can go do this amazing ropes course. You can go to camp. I want to make sure you know that's out there for you. Oh, did I not finish that last one? I want to have fun while making the world what's the answer? Better place, better place. Yeah, that's what Girl Scouts do. Make the world a better place. Okay, loving God and country. Awesome, Shaniqua. And Shaniqua's troop, 1906, has been around for over 30 years. So y'all probably have some really nice established traditions. Shaniqua, let's jump ahead and you tell me if you think of it, a favorite tradition from 1906, from your troop 1906.
My favorite tradition is probably one of the biggest headaches is our uniform. So the girls wear a polo shirt, a khaki skirt, with either the stockings or knee highs or high socks and shoes. And then of course their vest or their shawl. I say it's a headache because it's almost like a whole different attire than what you normally wear to school, but it's like a mandatory thing for them. And I think that puts them in the responsibility of showing up for like your work day when it's time to go to work. And then it also gives you a sense of pride when you put on that uniform. So it's giving them that pride of being a Girl Scout. So that's my favorite tradition. And the leaders even have a uniform. So yeah.
Shaniqua, I love that idea. I don't know that I could pull it off, but I think it's wonderful. Another thing, I know that your troop knows all the verses to the Make New Friends song. So I would love you guys to teach, maybe you could get your older girls, Shaniqua, to record all of those verses for us so that we can share them with everyone. That would be a fun project.
I will put that on our to-do list.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll get you a special patch for that. So yes, there is a patch for anything you guys want a patch for, okay? So Girl Scouts is... and this is just what I want to make sure all our leaders, even though we're doing all different things, that we know that we believe in these things. Girl Scouts is for every girl. So this is not just me saying this. This is Council and National Girl Scouts, right, Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
So for every girl means, and I went to a special inclusion session on this at kickoff. Of course, it means girls of every color, girls of every background, religion, girls of every socioeconomic status. It also means girls of every physical ability, visible, invisible, different learning styles, learning differences, girls on the spectrum, all of these things. So in everything we plan and do, how can we make sure we're including every girl? So just be mindful of that. I tell my girls, and I like to use motions. We say Girl Scouts is inclusive. So we do this, you know, whatever, as a reminder at the beginning of meetings or whatever, that if you see somebody off by themselves, please go include them, someone new, someone separate. Girl Scouts is inclusive. And so that's why I know sometimes we feel like our troop is full, but I never want a girl to be turned away from Girl Scouts. So please, if your troop is full and you can't handle anymore, that's totally fine. And that's your personal decision as the troop leader. But please let them know we do have a place for them in Girl Scouts. And that's my job, and some people's job at council is to help us find that troop for every girl. And it's for every girl at your school. So we're making sure that everything that goes out is in at least 2 languages, and Girl Scout Council now has someone that can help us with that. So let's make sure we're inclusive of every girl, every family too. Girls, and then we use our hands and we say, Girl Scouts are flexible. And that just means sometimes the plans change. Sometimes it rains at the camp out. Sometimes we wear masks. Sometimes we don't. Gosh, our kids have learned so much to be flexible. And this is the part that I have the most trouble with as a natural born leader. Girl Scouts is girl led. So we're modeling leadership, but also we're looking for little ways in every meeting and every activity that the girls can make decisions and take leadership and ownership. Did I miss any big values there that anybody wants to, I can add? So as far as being inclusive of every economic status, this is so important, especially our area, the Lake Highland, the greater Lake Highlands area, has such a wide spectrum of income levels. And there is no reason that money should ever keep a family from joining Girl Scouts. On the GSNETX website, when you click here, it takes you to financial assistance. It's pretty, I'll send that to you. Whenever you're putting a flyer out, always include that financial assistance is available. It's available for membership, for uniforms, for camping, for your weekend at camp, for all our council events. And what I do is find out from those families who are willing to share with me, what is the percentage? So what happens is they fill out a form, and then council sends them back and says, we're going to pay 40% of your uniform, 40% of your camping. It's the same percentage for every cost. And so then I am not going to expect them to ever pay more than 40% of troop dues, of any activity that my troop does, of anything the service unit does. So if you can find out what that percentage is, then just let them know that's going to save them money, because that's just the way it should be. That's how I feel about it.
And I would add that for membership, in the past, they had to follow that process, and it was maybe a percentage. But for anyone who's a troop leader or a cookie manager, and for all girls, they automatically get the free membership. And it's right there in the registration system. When they go in, they can choose financial assistance. And we started doing this during COVID, because we know that our families were hurting, and we don't want anyone to think that they can't be in. And it's very private. We don't even know who receives financial assistance when we're looking at someone's account. They just click a box in the payment area and they move forward.
So Michelle, when they go to join,
and then join now, they have to go through and create their account and fill out all the information. And once they get to that payment section, there's like you choose which membership year, and then how you're going to pay, credit card, financial assistance. And so you
That's
can
right.
just click financial assistance.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And you can let your families know that. And
Yeah.
because we know some people, you know, we have a lot of pride in this state, and some people don't want other people to know. But if us providing that $25 is the difference between a girl getting to be a Girl Scout and not, we definitely want to pay that. Because we also know that the majority of our girls are going to participate in the cookie program, and then they're going to earn money for their troop, and that will help fund their activities and their membership, and their experience is improved when they participate in cookies.
Yes.
And so that's one of the questions, I think, when you do financial assistance for the other items. You can get choose one of the other 3 categories one time each year.
Yes, but you do. That's a good point. You do have to participate in the cookie program to get any of this. Shaniqua, what did you want to add?
So I just wanted to be clear, because we're getting ready to have our leaders meeting. So I can let them know that if we have parents at our first meeting that have not, you know, signed up, that they can go ahead and apply for that membership. And is it automatically?
Yes.
For the membership is automatic? Okay.
Yes, it's in our membership system, and we don't have, you don't have to, and I'll tell you, I think today I got a message that it might say something like pending, but it's 100% automatic especially for our girls and our leaders. In fact, if someone's going to be a leader, there's a special link that they can follow for leaders and their daughters to get the free membership, kind of fast tracking them. But I want to say fast tracking, but it's actually a slower process because it's outside of the regular membership. So then a person gets it and enters and everything. So, but they can do it immediately. So that's another reason why you want the troops open and ready for them when they're ready to register.
Yeah.
Will this also work for parent volunteers?
Yes, I want to say that too. Yeah.
Yes.
So
as long as the parent is volunteering, so they need to be a troop cookie manager, or the camp parent, or the treasurer, or the troop leader. But just for a parent to be a member, that's kind of like an unnecessary expense. So we want to really focus, because every time a parent takes $25, that takes out of the same bucket. So then it could be like, you know, we want the girls to get that first, because we really are about girls, but definitely for your parents who are actively volunteering with the troop.
That makes sense. And it doesn't have you put on there what kind of volunteer.
No.
They just click volunteer, and then that's up for us to, that's great. And that's just me. There's council does not say anything like, you know, there's no rule about troops giving discounts, but to me that makes sense. No. So I think that you could say something like, Girl Scouts has lots of financial assistance available. Here's how to get it. And if you want the same kind of financial assistance for any of our troop events or service unit events, just email me and let me know. You know, as a troop leader, you could say that. That's what I would suggest.
And as a troop leader, I always say, don't let money be the reason your daughter doesn't get to do something. If your daughter's interested in going to an event, we're going to make sure that she gets to an event. I have had girls whose parents didn't buy the uniforms. They didn't apply for financial assistance. And one day I just come to the meeting. Here's your uniform, put it on. Oh, it looks great on you. Because it's the money of the troop is the girls. And we have actually had our girls vote on things. Do we want to make sure every girl has her uniform? Everyone votes yes. I've never had a girl vote no. Do you want to make sure everyone gets to go on the camping trip? The girls all vote yes. So we don't say like, does everyone want Michelle to be able to go? Because then the votes could be differently. We don't single out anyone. We just say, as a troop, these are our troop decisions, you know, and it's their money. So the girls make those decisions because we're girl led.
Well, good for you. That's awesome. So yeah, other ways to be inclusive. Definitely think about your different families, who needs rides. Just, you know, make sure you've got a couple of those Girl Scout volunteers, parents signed up, so that if someone needs a ride, that's not what's keeping them from coming either. Just make sure it's a registered volunteer with their other daughter in the car that's driving them. Who needs childcare? You know, if you've got someone wanting to volunteer and help, but they've got a little one, then then let us know, and one of our bigger girls can come provide childcare. Who needs translations? So they're included. I know I post a lot of things on Facebook, but not everybody's on Facebook. So finding out the way that that your families like to communicate.
Best way to communicate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Consider how the family structures are different. So we have got single moms. We might have 2 moms, 2 dads. We might have grandma. We might have guardians. All of that can be different. So when you're, all of your meetings and all of your lingo should be inclusive. Considering different religious holidays, we're not just going to necessarily have a Christmas party. We just want to consider what else there might be. And always considering those visible and invisible differences. Anything else to say about that? I just think even if most of your girls look and seem the same, there are other people watching us from our schools, from our community, from our neighborhood, and they might be watching your troop and going, Girl Scouts isn't for me. But if they see you doing some different kinds of things, then maybe they'll feel more welcome.
I would say also food. Consider food. Not only allergies, but different types of food. Some kids are vegan, some kids are vegetarian, and sometimes that's a choice, and sometimes that's related to their religion. And I myself have vegetarian children, and I had a leader try to tell my daughter, well, stop being picky. And luckily I was the leader, and I said, excuse me, being a vegetarian is her lifelong thing. It's part of her culture, and that's not okay to say. So thanks very much, but she will not be trying that ham. So just little things like that, a lot of times we do say like, oh, kids are just picky. They need to try things. Kids know what they're allowed to eat and what they're not allowed to eat. So we have to be careful with peanuts and strawberry, all kinds of foods. So that's just a good thing to be aware of and to be kind about when you approach it. And it's okay if kids are picky eaters.
I'm going to add that to the
Girl
list.
Scouts
That's
isn't
so
the
good.
time to say like, you must try this. I would not make food a battle. That little girl will not come back. That's
good. That's good. So did you know one way to be, and this is good for talking to parents. They'll say, well, what does that mean? Well, how much do I need to put into it? How often will we meet? They want to know all those things. There's no one way to be a troop, a Girl Scout, a leader. And you guys as new leaders, you kind of get to pick when and where, once you kind of find out everyone's availability and what works best for everyone. But ultimately, it's what works best for you. If you need help finding meeting spaces, there are free places to do that, and we can help you. One of those spaces are any of the council sectors, like Joanne Fogg. That's a great place for a meeting. Okay, this slide was helpful to me at kickoff. It was saying, you can get overwhelmed with all the possibilities that your troop could do. Focus on these 6 things to try to include in your Girl Scout year. Badges and awards, that's the top picture. And I thought it was helpful. Michelle, I think, Shaniqua, you were in that one with me. I think she said like, aim for 4 to 6 badges per year. That's okay. Maybe you do 3 badges and a journey. And then there are lots of fun patches too. But those badges indicate a level of harder work and dedication. And
that's where they're building their skill set, is with the badge.
Right.
And journey.
Yes, I can share all these slides. Outdoor, so going to the backpack, we're going clockwise. That's outdoor activities. Please make sure your girls are getting some outdoor activities because they might not be getting it anywhere else. That's key to Girl Scouts. The cookies, and it's not just for earning the money for your troop, but so many skills built there too. That bottom one is traditions. And so Girl Scouts has lots of fun traditions. You can find it on the website. We can share with you. I can come do a little thing and you can create your own too. But just even the promise in law is a special tradition. The Girl Scout circle at the end of the meeting is a special tradition. This one is community service. So make sure some of your activities involve reaching out to others. Our service unit will give you some opportunities for that too. And then this one is special events. So as you know, our service unit, our council will give you lots of special event opportunities too. But I think that's helpful. You don't have to get overwhelmed. And you could even use that with your girls when you're planning your meetings and choosing your activities. It can't all be special events, going to the mall and going to Build-A-Bear. That's not fair.
It can be, but that gets really expensive. And your girls, you know, that in that, you want to make sure also that you're meeting the interests of each individual girl. So we have troops that just do yarn crafts all year long. And that's great. If every girl loves that and that's all she ever wanted to do, but I promise you, every girl doesn't just want to do yarn crafts. And it's really sad when you don't find out until in 6th grade when they quit. And they're like, well, we don't want to do any more yarn crafts. And that's a true story that I've heard.
No,
you know, where our troop never went anywhere. All they did was yarn crafts. Yeah, that's okay a time or two, but that you want the thing about Girl Scouts, try new things. And another way to make it girl led is letting the girls choose those activities to make sure, and that ensures that each girl at some point during the year is doing her favorite interest thing. We got feedback that meetings were boring. What they did was boring, because if you're just doing badges or crafts, that can get boring for a lot of girls. And the girls want us to listen to them and let them take the lead, because they will not overthrow you. They are nice kids. They are not going to overthrow you and say, we're doing what we want to do. They will do what you want, what you tell them to do. But we want them to have a good time doing it and to come back next year.
Good point, Michelle. And that's one reason to share some of the other activities that the service unit, that council's offering, even if your troop isn't doing it together as a troop. Let the families know they can always do this other stuff on their own whenever they want to. Here are just simple traditions. I'll send these to you. Shaniqua shared some other ones with us, but anything you can make into something special for every time. The capers are just the giving the girls different jobs. And that's one of the Girl Scout traditions too. And anyone have another favorite tradition you want to share? Maybe it includes, 15 minutes on the playground at the end of the meeting. Maybe that's part of your troop tradition, or having all your meetings outside. Yes, Michelle.
I know my oldest troop, they had their own hiking song about their troop that they made themselves. And so whenever we went camping or hiking of any type, they did their We're the Girls from Troop 37. I don't remember. I know we have it written down in the scrapbook, but it was really cute. And they all like, I think each girl came up with the line. So we probably had 16 lines in it. And then they would do the lead, whoever was leading at the time would start it. And then they would repeat the, one of those repeating type songs. So they loved it.
Oh,
like the military guys do, right? But they love that.
Oh yeah. So this is so simple, but for the little ones and the older ones, just doing the handshake, like I might have, that might be one of the capers, is that I have a greeter at the door that does that and turns the girl, as you say, do a good turn daily. And then they may enter, girls like that kind of secret stuff too. And then maybe, that story about the brownies, they look in the mirror and they see themselves as the helpers. That's the origin of that term brownie. So maybe they're seeing themselves as the helper. Michelle. Okay. Hi. Joanne Fogg shop. That's your best go-to. I think I think that's the closest we have, and they're great. And my friend Jamie is the manager there. She will help you and do a great job with you. Okay. I have these things. Like I was telling Gabby, I have yard signs, posters, flyers. I have tons of bracelets. I have binders I can give to you. I have lots of extra fun patches. Before you buy patches, ask me if I have it, because I have a bunch. I have big service unit banners. So if you need any of this stuff for any of your meetings at any time, just know that I have a lot of it. And then council has stuff too. So let's use our resources wisely and share what we have. new leaders. When you sign up to be a new leader, you should have gotten your amazing new troop box from Michelle. And Michelle, look, it has this in it. Oh, is that what the box looks like? Awesome.
Yes, that's what this year's box looks like.
That is so helpful. And it has this.
And it comes directly to your house. We mail it directly to you.
That is
Michelle,
so nice.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I signed up, I got the packet that had the books in it, but I didn't actually get
joined an existing troop. That's why there's a difference. Okay. So what we do is in the box, the only difference is there's some startup school supplies, and they are for little hands, and they are 8 crayons, little bitty scissors, just a few things like that. And so that's for brand new troops. For existing troops, we do assume that they have supplies, because these really are startup supplies, and that's the only difference. Everything else you got a canvas bag. This is the new bag for this year. You probably got a black bag or a blue and black bag, but this is the new bag. So this year's new leaders will get this bag. You should have gotten that, and you should have gotten either, you probably got 4 My First Year books because you're in a multi-level troop, right? Yes. And then the flyers. So that's the only difference. And we just do that. It does, because we do want to use our resources wisely. And so that's why there's the difference. For brand new troops, get the box. If you're joining an existing troop. Now I do have some troops where I had a lady and their leader, she deployed and she was gone to another continent. So they couldn't access any of their troop supplies. So I did say like, okay, that's, she's serving our country. I'm getting a box in the mail for you. So they did get the new box.
Yeah, because they kept asking me, well, did you get a box? I was like, no, I got a packet. And I was like, no, you should have got a box. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to get a box, but I'm gonna ask. So we're
really pretty good about it. We have a tracking sheet and we say new, existing troop, and then we double check and make sure when did that troop start.
And Shaniqua, hopefully Michelle has anything you need, but if there's ever any of you troop leaders who need something, ask on our Facebook group. And we would love to share with you. We would also love to help you get what you need if you're a new troop. Like some of these new troops. Now, some of our new troops, the families might be willing to and able and comfortable paying troop dues. I have families that can't do that sometimes. And that some of these schools, we will give them $100. We have that in our budget to give them to help them get started. So let us know if that's helpful too. So just a couple questions. I think you guys are on our Facebook group. I know that's not the best way to communicate with everyone, but right now it's what I have. I can do, Michelle, what is the name of that Rallyhood? I haven't figured that out. Is that what I should be using?
You could transition into that. It's like having a Facebook group, but it is more private. So for families, for people who don't want to be on one of the social media groups where you're being tracked, Rallyhood is not tracking you. It's, I think some people that were involved with Girl Scouting is who we're working with, and they're creating that as a hub for your communication with your troops. The same way we're going to be communicating with our volunteers. That way we will be creating one for new leaders. And in fact, I think once September comes around, we're going to create a rally for every new troop. And we're going to preload it with some of the things like health history forums, et cetera, that that a leader needs to share with parents. And then they can say, like, this is how we're going to communicate. This is where we're going to find your Girl Scout stuff. And so it's kind of like maybe I don't use WhatsApp, but I think it's kind of like that, or Facebook.
Well, I think parents like me get tired of all the new ways signing up for new ways to communicate.
Yes.
So I know I used to, my best way to communicate with my troop is text, which may be annoying, but what do you guys do?
I email, I text, and I put it on the Facebook group. And then hopefully 75% of them respond.
Yeah.
And then I text and say, check your email.
Yeah. I email and do Facebook. And then usually I will send a reminder text right before a meeting. People are busy, so multiple ways.
Yeah, and I do that too. I text and say I sent an email.
Yeah, I do that. I'm like, please check your email. I need a response.
Okay. And Michelle, you are welcome to join us at this too, but I'm going to try to get all the leaders over to my house. And so and any of you guys would love for you to come. I'm going fast here. When you're registering your families, go ahead and ask all your parents to register as volunteers. So then you can use them to split up in different rooms, to take a couple girls to the restroom, all of those things you're supposed to be a registered volunteer for, to drive on a field trip.
Handle money at a booth sale.
Oh, right. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, you have to be a registered volunteer to handle the money. So on Monday, the events page on GSNETX, they're going to release some more events. I will highlight stuff that I think is fun on the Facebook group. And that's another opportunity for you to say, hey, I want to do this. Who else from our service unit is doing it? And then maybe we can carpool and go together, or at least meet up there. So this is a great way to find the events, to look under your badge, your whatever level, Daisy, Brownie, Junior, to look for outdoors, to look for something that's free. You can put all of those things in there. Also, have you discovered the award badge explorer? That's another fun way to look for at your level for what you're wanting to achieve. I will put all of this on our Facebook group too. Have you discovered support for new troop leaders? So Michelle, this is just a link on the site.
And you can do gsnetx.org/new leader to get to our page. And we try to put all of our materials up there. We do a monthly virtual meeting for new leaders where we will answer questions live on a Zoom call. We have a newsletter, and then afterward we post those presentations on our page. And we have our checklist is there. All of the materials that we have to support new leaders is on there. And you just kind of we have it like week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, just like on the new leader checklist. And inside of that, when you open those little accordion things, there's lots of materials that you could use. And we are working on getting everything listed in English and in Spanish so that we have everything for everyone available.
That's awesome.
Easily.
I'll share all that with the new leaders too, that you're doing those monthly meetings, they're recorded, and they can find the follow-up on the Facebook page for new leaders, right?
Yes.
Also want to make sure you guys know there are free patch programs on the council website. I'll put that link on our Facebook group too. And these are all things that I think some of these are ones I could offer to do for your troop too. Some of them are things that we can do as a service unit together and have before too. So look for that. If you're a new troop and you haven't done the OK to say, I think it's super important for girls at any level for mental health and for the parents too, maybe. Coming up, I had wanted to get these dates, but I haven't yet. So I'm sorry, but watch for them. And if you want to help with any of this, let me know. These are some things we've done before, some new things. One thing I can do and feel strongly about doing is offering once a month. Shaniqua, this would be for your girls, Mindfulness Monday, where we'll have some different leaders help. I'll pull Brittany in to help me with that some too from council. And just a chance for the older girls to learn a few tricks about mindfulness and meditation and checking in for our mental health. So look for these things. I have offered this questionnaire before to new families, just finding out kind of what they're wanting out of Girl Scouts, kind of some of the stuff I asked you about before, what their anxieties are, if their girls have special needs, anything special that they can do, people they know that would be great to come and talk to our troop or lead something with our troop, all the different ways they could help. So let me know. Well, I'll link that in our Facebook group too, and send it to you. You can tweak it, use whatever you want to of that. Okay. I am hoping that was helpful. Are there any other burning questions before Beth shows me and whoever wants to stick around volunteer toolkit? Was that helpful? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Michelle, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. And
yeah.
if you guys have questions or concerns, or you're struggling, or your parents are, contact me. I'll put you in touch with the right people and we will help. And if you're not in New Leader Academy, our Facebook group, I strongly encourage you to get there. I will answer questions even on the weekends. Not everyone that works for GSNETX can do that, but I definitely can. And I'm always in there, and we love to help answer questions like within 5 or 10 minutes. Some of our mentors in there, they will answer questions at 1 a.m. They are super awesome. And it is a really positive support place for you. So we want you to feel welcome, want you to feel connected. And you have a fabulous service unit manager in Lowry. Not everyone has that, but I know Lowry is very receptive and there for you, but we are also want to be there for you when you need us. And my advice is don't let it overwhelm you. And also, from the very beginning, moms and daughters can lead meetings. The leaders do not have to do all of the work. That is what Girl Led is all about, letting the girls make those decisions. And a girl can choose whatever she wants to do at her meeting. And that is a great way to involve your parents so that they know what's happening. And then you'll have happier parents because they will know. If you ask your child in the car, what did y'all do? We played, or nothing is what you always get. I've had kids. That's what they say. They still say that in their 20s. So bringing the parents into the meeting makes them appreciate you more, and they will understand the time and dedication that you're giving to the troop. And the goal is keep the girls safe, and above all else, have fun. All right. Thank you for
Great
volunteering.
idea.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you for all your work,
Thank you.
Michelle.
Of course. I love doing this work. I really do.
Mwah. Bye.
Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
Okay, I'm going to stick around if anyone else wants to. I have not learned volunteer toolkit. Beth, are you able to share your screen?
Yeah, let me figure it out.
And I'm going to turn my light on. Yeah, and if you guys, please reach out about anything. So like I was saying, some troops meet once a month. Some troops meet at churches. Some troops meet in homes. There's no right or wrong way. Some troops meet twice a month. Shaniqua, does your troop meet every week?
We meet 3 times a month.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I was just typing, guys. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you so much, Lowry, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see us in some more service unit events.
Okay, well, thanks, Shaniqua. Great to see you. Bye, sister.
Bye-bye.
Okay, are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, I can't see your faces for whatever reason, so if
that's
you need,
okay.
Just speak up and I'll stop. So the volunteer toolkit, first I'll show you how to get to it because even that is a little bit complicated. I believe so long as you're a volunteer, you can access it. You might have to be a troop leader, but I think you just have to be a volunteer. But what you do is you go to the Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas site, which I think everyone's been to, and you come over to my GS. When you come here, your screen will pop up. I'm already signed in, but if I wasn't, it would tell me to log in. And this is sort of your main account. Since I'm a troop leader, it has a ton of different info in there. It has all of my information. You can see all my roles. It's my husband, he's nothing, and then my daughter. And then it also on the side has all of your troop information. Here's my troop, kind of scroll through, have the girls, kind of shows if they're active, if they need to renew, kind of where they're at. And I'll show you real quick, if you click on there, you can kind of get a little bit more of their info. You can get their parent contact information, and that's all super helpful. There's also a tab in here in the sort of just the my Girl Scouts part where you can kind of keep track of your events. So I don't have anything right now, but you could see I did the kickoff, so that's on there. And I did the first aid training, so that's on there. And then I did the Michelle Obama event. So that's really nice. So you can kind of keep track of your events. I think that the real helpful thing for me has been the volunteer toolkit, and we'll go to that now. And like I shared, I have to log in now. Like I shared earlier, you know, I started during the pandemic, and you know, we're as a new troop, there weren't a ton of in-person things going on, and so I really had to go online to really find a lot of information. I think when I started, Joanne Fogg was even closed. Like, not, you couldn't even go to Joanne Fogg to buy stuff. You could order stuff online and have it delivered, but I was really working virtual, so I really utilized it as much as I could. So they just redid this, but I think that we can still show the basics. So if you are familiar with the books, they're sort of like handout books that have some meeting info in there. It's a lot like that, only it has meeting plans and patch information for really anything you want to work on, which is really helpful. So what I normally do is go to the Explore tab, and I explore meeting plans and kind of try to find the meeting, work for the badge, or whatever it is we want to do. Some troops like to do, they have pre-selected tracks. So if you're a troop that really wants to explore the outdoors, you can come here and they have it all mapped out for you for your whole year. So they have, so if you explore the outdoors track, they start you on the Eco Learner patch and do the Daisy Trail Adventure. And what you do is you go in and you click, and it gives you all of the information to do this badge. So this gives sort of the basics.
That's awesome, Beth. So when I see you clicking on that badge and it gives you the basics, but it looks like you probably would also need to buy that badge.
Well, I'll show you how you get to that in a second.
Okay.
So the pre-selected tracks basically will show you, like, okay, if you don't want to go through planning a whole, you know, 8 meeting thing on your own, this is all mapped out for you.
Wow.
Find the meetings themselves, you go into Explore Meeting Plans. So what was that? It was Eco Learner, Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Eco Learner. Whoops, Lena. So you should be able to find it. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you preview it. And then this is where this was popping up earlier. It won't go away.
Okay.
It shows you the whole meeting. So it gives you the overview.
Wow.
And, you know, kind of, it gives you more information than you probably even need. But it sort of gives you the overview, which is really helpful. And then it gives you a meeting plan. And, you know, what we tended to do, because our girls were daisies, and we found that like the 45 minutes was about their limit. We would go through these activities, my co-leader and I, and we would decide, okay, what do we want to do with this one that will add up to that 45 minutes? Because they have like so much here. Okay, so it gives you all the activities that you'll do along with the instructions. So like activity 1, they color the Make a World a Better Place. Coloring, which I think there's a materials list down here. So you'll need the Make a World a Better Place handout, which you can find in here. And then it gives you, you'll need crayons, you'll need the backyard wildlife chart. So it has all of the things you'll need. It has all of the activities to kind of show you how you do it. Your materials list, your meeting planner that kind of maps out the time, which is really helpful.
Wow.
It's going to take 10 minutes to do this. again, like, I think once you do a couple of meetings and you get that under your belt, you sort of are like, okay, it's actually going to take my girls 15 minutes to do this, or the what will I see is actually going to take 5 minutes. You know, like, you kind of, you sort of build a sense of your own timing, but it is really helpful to sort of map out how long you think it's going to take. So if you get to a meeting that's 3 hours, you can be like, well, we're not going to do that. And then it has all the meeting aids, which is really helpful. So this is where, so like it was saying, they'll need the backyard wildlife chart. Well, that's here, and you just print it out. So all of that is in there for you. Now, if you don't know what you want to do, and so we'll clear this out, and you just want to sort of search with maybe something you might be interested in,
Okay.
we'll stick with Daisy. So we have daisies, we want to earn some awards, maybe we'll do a challenge, but we're not doing a journey. We're up for patches, we're up for badges and petals. You know, we want to do citizenship.
Is there a place on here with all the petals stuff too?
Yeah, so the petals will pop up.
Okay.
So like badges, petals for daisies, that'll pop up. And you can type in too up there. You could be like, we need to do the Jerry petal, and that you could find that petal information.
Is that what you focused on with your daisies first?
We did a lot of petal meetings our first year. Okay, so we've clicked a couple. We'll do a couple more just so I can show you.
Are there 6 petals?
No, it's the whole law. So I think there's 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can show you petals next. Okay. Oh yeah, here's some of them are. So based on the criteria that I had selected, it brings up a bunch of different options.
Oh, cool.
And again, so you preview it. And in this preview, it actually gives you everything you need. So you can kind of dig through the meetings, you can kind of dig through the meeting plans, and decide, you know, oh, we that is something I want to do, or I think our girls will be interested in, or no, we don't want to do it. The second year, my co-leader and I would pick a couple and then let the girls vote on what meetings they wanted to do. And it was nice to be able to like show them. We wouldn't give them all the information, but that first sort of preview that sort of explained a little bit about, you know, here, we'll look at the friendly and helpful. Like the overview, we would give them, we'd read this to them and be like, this is kind of what we'll do. And then they would decide.
That's awesome. And that's at the point too, where if you wanted to, you could hand that assignment over to a family.
Yeah.
And say, you guys take this activity, you guys take this badge or this meeting.
And, you know, we had some girls who joined our troop after we had done some of the petals, but it was really important to them to earn all the petals.
Yes.
So I just gave them this and I said, this is how you do it. Just do it on your own, you know, honor system or honest or fair. Just tell me when it's done and I'll get you the petal. And that's what they did. So that was really helpful too, just to have all that information there to give them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you can build, there are new tabs up here. This is really where I focused on, but there are new tabs up here that has all of your troop info. You can build out a year plan. You have to make selections to do that, obviously. And then, you know, you can have a meeting plan. There's additional resources. So the Explore tab is really sort of where I focused on for meeting plans.
Is this where do you email all your families from here?
No, I email them from my Gmail, but that's
Okay.
just my own preference. I just find that I have like a group and I just find that it's easier myself.
Okay.
But you can, I mean, like there is that option because you have your whole troop and you can email to all the contacts. The key is making sure, you know, that like everybody's accurate because there might be to, you know, we have a couple girls who move, so they might, you know, you don't want to keep emailing them, but
now I have never kept track of is this a good place to keep track of troop finances, like for your treasurer?
Yeah, there is a finance tab.
I'm behind on that myself,
yeah.
but that looks like an easy way to keep track of stuff.
Yeah, so that's yeah, mine isn't here, but that's also another place where you can do it. So it's a really good place to kind of you know, find resources, kind of keep track of your stuff. you know, and again, like it's been really great for us to find meeting plans, and, you know, kind of figure out, all right, we want to do, you know, a community service badge. We want them to earn, what are, like, you know, if we do a canned food drive, kind of what badge will they earn for that, and what are the steps they have to do that sort of thing.
That is awesome. Well, I think you've inspired me to give it a try. And like I said, it sounds like it gives you more than you can use in one meeting. So you kind of pick and choose.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I feel like, I'm going to stop sharing now. Okay. I feel like the Girl Scouts give you a lot of information, sort of have to dig through, but I've just found it to be so useful. So
yeah. And you can always, any new leader can always go on the Facebook page and say, we want to earn this badge. Any great ideas for how to do it, of what's worked for you. So, yeah, thank you for teaching me. I'll find out if, I'll share this with people. I think it's going to be super helpful. And is it okay if anyone has questions, if they can ask you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, they just changed it again. I feel like they're always changing this. Yeah. They just changed. I mean, it's the same info. So this afternoon I was like, oh no, this is different.
No.
But it's all the same info. They just sort of reorganized it.
Yeah, I think the good news is they're trying to simplify everything.
Yeah, they're trying. I think they know.
A little different. And that is something that was introduced after I became a leader. So I've kind of just planned my meetings from the paper things.
Yeah.
But that's what you were showing us is what's on those paper.
Yeah, and there's more, because like I just got the brownie book, and it has like some of the, I guess, more popular badges in there.
Okay.
But there's so much more in the volunteer toolkit.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, in all of the you know, a lot of the like seasonal badges will go up there. I know that our council, you know, they do like the pajamas for seniors one, and all of those are in there as well, I believe. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't wait to explore.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Beth. You were awesome. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later.
Yep, let's talk to you later.
It's just you and me now. Bye, friend.
I thought it was good.
Thank you.
Bye.